Welcome back to another lesson in Life in the UK, a long and illustrious history. In this chapter, we've got 30 questions left. Which two political parties formed the coalition government in 2010? Labour and Chartists, Chartists and Liberal Democrats, Conservatives and Liberal Democrats, Conservatives and Labour. In May 2010, the Conservative and Liberal Democrat parties formed a coalition and the leader of the Conservative Party, David Cameron, became Prime Minister. Conservatives and Liberal Democrats. Which of the following statements is correct? Richard Arkwright developed new farming methods in the UK. Richard Arkwright ran efficient and profitable factories. Richard Arkwright is remembered for the efficient and profitable way that he ran his factories. Richard Arkwright ran efficient and profitable factories. Which of the following statements is correct? In 1588, the English defeated the Spanish Armada. In 1588, the English defeated German bomber planes. In 1588, the English defeated the Spanish Armada, a large fleet of ships which had been sent by Spain to conquer England and restore Catholicism. In 1588, the English defeated the Spanish Armada. Which significant change was introduced by the Education Act of 1944? New public examinations, free secondary education in England and Wales, primary education for all, the requirement to wear school uniform. The Education Act of 1944, also called the Butler Act, after the Minister of Education at the time, R.A. Butler, introduced free secondary education in England and Wales. Free secondary education in England and Wales. Is the statement below true or false? In 1921, a peace treaty was signed which led to Ireland becoming two countries. In 1921, a peace treaty was signed and in 1922, Ireland became two countries. The 6 counties in the north, which were mainly Protestant, remained part of the UK under the name Northern Ireland. The rest of Ireland became the Irish Free State. It had its own government and became a republic in 1949. True. Is the statement below true or false? During the 18th century, new ideas about politics, philosophy and science were developed. This period is often called the Enlightenment. During the 18th century, new ideas about politics, philosophy and science were developed. This period is often called the Enlightenment. One of the most important principles of the Enlightenment was that everyone should have the right to their own political and religious beliefs and that the state should not try to dictate to them. True. Which two of the following were major welfare changes introduced from 1945 to 1950? The National Health Service and a national system of benefits, the state retirement pension and employment exchanges, the National Health Service and employment exchanges and free school meals. The Labour government that was elected in 1945 established the National Health Service and a national system of benefits. The National Health Service and a national system of benefits. Which two are plays by William Shakespeare? A Midsummer Night's Dream and Oliver Twist, Romeo and Juliet and Oliver Twist, Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet, Pride and Prejudice and Romeo and Juliet. Among the many plays that Shakespeare wrote are A Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet. Midsummer Night's Dream and Romeo and Juliet. Which of the following statements is correct? The Reform Act of 1832 greatly increased the number of people who had the right to vote. The Reform Act of 1832 increased the power of the House of Lords. The Reform Act of 1832 greatly increased the number of people with the right to vote. The Act also abolished the old pocket and rotten boroughs, parliamentary seats where there were few voters, and more parliamentary seats were given to the towns and cities. The Reform Act of 1832 greatly increased the number of people who had the right to vote.